Alrighty, mic check, mic check. Alright, looks good on my end. Howdy, how's it going? So, hi. What's up? Uh, I have not done the Little Ladies Day event yet, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. We'll see how this goes. I had my first day of work today, so yeah, I'm a little tired. It was great. I mean, I had fun, but obviously having a big shift after not working for a while. It takes a little bit out of you. But hi, if you don't know me, my name's Wes, and sure enough, we're gonna play a little Final Fantasy 14. I was kind of thinking about maybe starting FF7 at some point this week. I don't think that's gonna quite happen just because of everything going on. But we'll try and hop in here and there with a few other things out and about and just kind of have some fun and want to check in with everyone because I know I haven't been streaming as much lately and I want to make sure that I get in the habit of doing that. Um, it's very easy to try and split yourself when you've got multiple jobs going on. So yeah, just it's kind of what today is. It'll probably be a shorter stream. Do the event, maybe do a couple things to kind of catch up on script or something like that. I haven't really decided. Maybe run a dungeon or something. But Little Lady Say is always one of my favorite events. I always really like the stories with it. So I thought might as well do it on stream. But beyond that, yeah, I wanted to hop in and say hi and see how everyone's doing. It's been a few days. So yes, I'm still alive. It's just how things go sometimes. But yeah, it's just been busy. It's been busy more than anything else. I've been trying to play some other games that aren't really like streamable games. Like I started Atelier Ryza. I've heard so many good things about that over the years, but I've mentioned it on stream before that JRPGs are just they're not really great stream games. As much as I love JRPGs, I know it's ironic because that's like my main my main genre, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing. I should just port there. I think it's an Ulda, right? But yeah, so I've started that. I've been playing along with it. It's okay. I like it. I don't like it as much as I thought I would. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. We'll see if maybe I pick up Octopath Traveler 2 now that I've actually got some income. I can actually look at some games to buy, which would be nice. But yeah, Octopath is another big one that I'm pretty excited about. Really enjoyed the first one. Just classic JRPG. I've heard this one like connects their stories a little bit more than the first one did, so that would be nice to say the least. So yeah, that might go on the docket at some point. And then obviously we've got the rest of the Final Fantasy to go through, so got a little bit more Jump King to play. So yeah, it's just been trying to split my time and figure out how to do the balancing act. So if nothing else, like I said, I want to make sure to come in, say hello, make sure you guys know that I'm still around and still alive and still streaming. I'm not going anywhere. I don't know why I turned down sound effects at some point. I think I was having some weird issues or something like that last stream. So yeah, we'll play with this today, see how things go, and then kind of take it from there. Man, I need to figure out a way to keep this webcam from resetting everything every time I restart my computer. I download new NVIDIA drivers, and next thing you know, I've got to like start fresh on everything. I don't know, I'm thinking about switching over to OBS at some point. Like I'm using Streamlabs right now because I like the integration on everything, but I don't know. I kind of want to switch over to OBS. The big issue is the last time I tried OBS, it didn't run quite as well as Streamlabs did. You know, I know OBS is kind of the main one, but for me, a lot of it comes down to computer performance. Like I've got a beast of a PC, but once you start adding the streaming stuff to it, like all of the little stuff does start to add up. But you know, I also didn't I didn't know what the hell I was doing either, so that could have just been me too. So yeah, we'll play around and see how things go. But yeah, not a whole lot else new in my world. Just working, just starting the job. Like I said, it's fun. It's a bookstore. I'm enjoying it. It's mostly cashier stuff, so nothing super draining or anything like that. And you know, the pay's not great, but it's a bookstore, so I'm willing to kind of go with it. Got a couple of my coworkers that play 11, so that's been fun. I'm trying to convince him to play 14. We'll see how that goes. You know how 11 players are. Once you're in that well, it's hard to get out of it. And I've heard 11 still going strong, so yeah, if he enjoys it, by all means. It's just nice to have another Final Fantasy nerd in there. And yeah, it's been good. Yeah, it's busier than I thought, which is great. You go into bookstores nowadays, and you know, as someone that's in the publishing industry, I sometimes worry about how things are going. But yeah, I was busy, and it's nice to see people buying books. And it might not be the most interesting on my end, just checking people out and stuff. But yeah, it's a good environment, and seeing what's new, and trying to keep my pulse on things. So it's been a much more positive experience than the last couple of attempts that I've mentioned on stream. It's better than Cole's. We'll put it that way. lot better than Cole's. Um, so yeah, that's just been what I've been doing. I'm still trying to keep my hours limited. We'll see how things go with the student loan thing going on right now that made the news this week. I won't get into it because that's not what kind of channel this is. But if you're on Twitter and have student loans, and yeah, we'll find out in a couple months, I guess. So yeah, we'll just kind of play it as it comes. As always, you know, if you like the content here, like, subscribe, just watch. I appreciate it. You know, I know a lot of people will get super worried about it. You know, oh, I like this guy, but I don't have any money to support or anything like that. But honestly, just watching helps the algorithm. Literally just clicking the thumbnail and giving me 10 seconds of airtime. I appreciate that as much as anything. You know, that helps me put my videos in front of more people thanks to the gods of Google and how they work. So, you know, obviously I like the super chats and stuff, but just give me the time of day. I appreciate it. But yeah, you know, if you like it, then keep doing it, and help make sure that I can pay my student loans in the future, I guess. That's really what it comes down to. But without any further ado, now that the call to action is out of the way, you guys know this shit. Every YouTuber has to do it. Let's go ahead and get started with this. I'm excited. You know, last year was last year the costume contest? I think it was. Has it really been a year? Wow, it really doesn't feel like it. I think that was Little Ladies Day, where you choose the correct option, get old Godbert up there on stage. I think that was Little Ladies Day with the costume contest, and it was a good one. It's a little shorter than I expected, so I don't know how long the stream's gonna go, because I really have no... Man, I'm tired and I'm hungry, but I wanted to get this done. So let's do it, and I'll actually be reading the quests. I know I didn't read all of the Andon quests, because... Yeah, they're custom deliveries. They're fun, but they're not like big quest lines to me. But usually the event stuff I like paying attention to. So if I can fight my way through here, this is a good metaphor for what the FanFest ticket system is going to be like this year. I haven't gotten a code or anything. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to go. We'll see how that goes. We'll see what my first couple paychecks are like, I guess. So, the Royal Seneschal has a new event in mind to bring smiles to all the princesses of the realm, and I'm excited about the fanfare desk. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't logged into the game since they've added it, so it'll all be new to me. Greetings, my friend. 'Tis good to see you. Very good indeed, as it is just so happens there is a matter with which I require assistance. As you will be aware, another Little Ladies' Day is upon us, and we are celebrating all ladies as princesses, attending to their every need. For this year's celebrations, we are planning to distribute replicas of an antique folding fan to participants. Wishing to learn more about said fan, Miss Alditha, a scion of House Thorn, has taken it upon herself to investigate its origins. Alas, she has ever had a frail consumption and is feeling unwell. For now she rests at my insistence, but passionate as she is about the celebration, I worry that she won't stay put. Thus would I turn to you for help, in order to take the burden off my lady, who is also a treasured princess this day. Might I prevail upon you to assist with her investigation? Absolutely, for the princesses. Let's do it. I am truly grateful. Now, Miss Alditha. Yeah, that's a name. Miss Alditha should be resting on a bench in the Gold Court, so pray seek her out there. I leave her in your capable hands. Alright, Warrior of Light is on the case. Let's discover this fan. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something very heartfelt about the Little Ladies' Day quest lines every year. At least as long as I've been doing them. I heard they're kind of sketchy back in the old days. What was it, the 2018 one? But I think that was before I really came back and really got back into it. I might have done it just like passingly, but I don't really remember anything about it. But yeah, ever since I've come back to the game, I've really enjoyed these quest lines probably the most. This and Heaven's Turn's always good, getting our yearly personal thanks from Yoshi P as he personally comes into our house and greets us. Alright, so where is the Gold Court? Old, you're like the bane of my existence. Probably even more so than Limsa, believe it or not. Just follow the old map. Yeah, I'm so far behind in everything in terms of RP and just being back in touch with the community. You know, I work at a venue on the weekends on a couple of my alts, and yeah, I feel bad because I have not had chances to sign up in at least 3 weeks or so. Oh, my apologies. I didn't notice you there. It's been quite some time. You are well, I trust. If you are looking to partake in the festivities, I would be happy to point you in the direction of the Royal Seneschal. Aw, she's sad because she can't investigate the fan. So the Royal Seneschal sent you. Well, I would be lying if I said that I didn't need the help. I'm in a worse way than I had realized. I'm supposed to meet with 2 people as part of my investigation, but loath as I am to admit it, I am in no condition to be up and about. As you may already know, I'm investigating the origins of an antique folding fan, the very one beside me, which I found in the Thorn Manor one day. Curious about the design, which is unseen in Ul'dah, I turned to the history books and discovered that it is of a style used in the palace during the Thorn Dynasty. Further research revealed that Princess Edvia, my ancestor who gave rise to Little Ladies' Day, once used such a fan in a dance she performed at a royal soiree. It was very beautiful by all accounts, and I should have liked to see it. Inspired by this discovery, I consulted the Royal Seneschal, and it was decided that we would make replicas of the fan as gifts for this year's celebration. However, when we showed the fan to the artisan we hired, he declared that, while undeniably designed in the Thorn style, it was crafted much more recently, no more than a few decades ago at most. The plot thickens. It's led me to wonder who had this fan made and why. With my mother no longer with us, I went and asked my father, but he claimed to know nothing about it and said no more. I believe he knows something. Though he married into the family, he is the present head of House Thorn. If even he does not know, then I have to seek answers elsewhere. Additionally, if we learned how the fan was used during Princess Edvia's time, I thought that we could share the knowledge during this celebration. Thus did I arrange to meet with people who are versed in the history of our family. As I am now, however, I can scarcely stand without feeling faint. I'm sorry to impose, but might I trouble you to attend to the appointments in my stead? Yes. Nod. Hand and fist. I'm in your debt. Now, you will want to take the fan with you. Please, show it when you meet the individuals in question. One is a reporter from the Mithril Eye, who will be at the Arzanath ossuary, and the other is a historian who will be at the Quicksand. Oh, God. What kind of history is he studying there? Buddy, if you want to learn about the Quicksand, I know a guy. Feel free to look up my Beginner's Guide to Final Fantasy XIV RP and several live videos where I've discussed the Quicksand in depth. All this and more on this channel from me, Wes. Alright, well, we'll do that one first, I guess. Yeah, I guess my predictions from my last stream were a little wrong. So far, there's been no discussion on the next live letter. I have to imagine they'll announce it soon, but I was hoping it would be probably next Tuesday, and it doesn't seem that's going to be the case. Could I help you with something? I'm actually supposed to meet someone here, but she appears to be late. I like his glam. Very historian. Ah, so you've come from Miss Alditha's behalf, and this is the fan she wished me to inspect. Indeed, it is of a style hailing from the Thorn dynasty. It is said that Princess Edvia carried such a fan when she attended at functions. In those days, it was considered meet for noblewomen to cover their faces, to which end they carried folding fans on their persons. But as the legend of the Lost Lady would attest, Princess Edvia didn't concern herself with social norms. At a royal soiree, far from using her fan to cover her face, she used it to perform an impromptu dance. The Sultan and his retinue as seneschals looked on aghast, but the guests were captivated by her performance, and erupted into rapturous applause when she finished. That dance came to be known as the Little Lady's Dance, and it is said to have been passed down from the women of House Thorn. The fan you hold, I expect, was crafted for that very purpose. Curious, though, as daughter of House Thorn, it seems to me that Miss Alditha should be aware of this legacy. In any case, I hope I was able to be of some help with her. Pray pass along my regards. Regards have been passed. That's my grizzled man voice, by the way. Don't judge me. It's been a long day. All right, where are we going for the Mithril Eye? Can only assume we know this staunch reporter. We might have met a few times. If I can find her again. Could it be our fellow groupie among the Manderville men? Or will it be some other Mithril Eye reporter? Some unnamed... Ah, there we go. I knew it. Now, where could Alditha be? Can I help you? It's not quite her, but close enough. Same glam. The traditional Mithril Eye glam. spinning on that fancy silver, the shiny. This fan, Alditha sent you, I take it. Very well then, I shall tell you what I know. When Alditha reached out with about an antique fan she found, I was instantly reminded of a similar one that I saw long ago. By her description alone, I couldn't be certain, but to see it here and now, there's no doubt in my mind. This fan once belonged to Alditha's mother, Claudia. She was still half a girl at the time, 15 summers old perhaps, when I interviewed her for a Little Ladies' Day article. That day, she had this very fan with her. She was out of sorts, though, and begged to sit down and rest. As tired as she looked, I decided to cut the interview short and ended up writing about something else. I must say, I find it a little strange that Alditha should ask me about the fan. It belonged to her mother, after all. Surely she would know about it. The plot thickens again. What are you hiding? Alright, back we go. Gold Court, where are you? Here we go. Next to the old Gladiators Guild. As one does. You know, hold court and then go watch people murder each other. It's what the rich do, man. It's how they live. You are returned. Thank you for attending the appointments in my stead. So, did you learn aught of interest? What are you hiding, Alditha? Explain. Worried glances. What? The fan was my mother's? And it was used to perform the Little Ladies' Day dance, a dance passed down through the women of our line? Sounds like the father might be hiding something, perhaps. Forgive me, but I'm not sure what to think. I never knew about any of this, about neither the fan nor the dance. Why didn't my mother share the tradition with me? Perhaps she didn't have the chance. Yes, I feel that was the only plausible explanation. My mother succumbed to the illness when I was little. Even if she had wished to pass on the tradition, she never had a chance to do so. Be that as it may, my father must have known something. I know not why he claimed otherwise and feigned ignorance about the fan, nor do I expect that he would willingly talk. Still, I want to know about the dance and about my mother. I'm sorry to impose yet again, adventure, but won't you help me find the answers? Maybe it's just a sad reminder. I don't know. This means a lot to me. Thank you. Now then, if my mother appeared at Little Ladies' Day with her fan, it seems likely that she performed the dance there. On that assumption, I propose we look for those who knew my mother around when she was involved with this festival. For this, wealthy middle-aged folks seem a likely place to start. Chances are they at least cross paths with her in social circles. To that end, could you please try approaching affluent-looking individuals at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange and Esthames Aesthetics? I shall await you here. See, to me, I would think you would want to look for people who were little girls at the time, right? Because that's who she would have been performing for. I would assume. Alright, willowy noblewoman. I know what it's like to be willowy. It's scary being knocked over by a strong breeze. What's that? Do I know Claudia Thorne and the dance she used to perform? May I ask who is asking? The Warrior of Light? Oh, goodness me, to think Alditha had no idea. I was good friends with her mother, I'm proud to say, and I would be glad to share what I know. She was quite frail, was Claudia, and constantly took ill. As a result, she seldom attended social functions and certainly never performed the little ladies' dance in them. She did, however, show it to me in private, and I consider myself blessed. It was so beautiful, and I begged to learn it from her. She kindly taught me, and she would have dearly loved to teach Alditha, too.
I'm sure. It breaks my heart to think she never had the chance. But if Alditha is keen to learn the dance, nothing would please me more than to teach it, a poor substitute though I may be for her mother. She awaits the Gold Court, yes? I shall go and find her there at once.
Hmm. Okay, she was nicer than I thought. I put on the haughty voice and okay, she was okay. Move, move, and dance like the wind. Okay. So where is Esthame's Aesthetics? I guess that's the one we were just at, yeah? Okay. It's one of those shops that, like, I always forget exists. Even though I guess it has a few, like, decent items there. I feel like maybe I visited it for, like, a quest at some point. Maybe, goldsmithing? Hmm. Where in the world does she disappear to? What? Did I ever see a dance performed by Claudia Thorne? As it happens, yes, yes I did. It was during a Little Ladies' Day celebration many years ago. Claudia was participating for the first time, and I had the honor of being her guide. By way of thanks for my company, she showed me the dance. Flourishing her fan, she moved with such majestic grace as I was left utterly transfixed. A dance so lovely should be seen by all. Won't you perform it on stage at the festival? I suggested. And to my delight, she agreed with a smile. But no sooner did she finish enrapturing the crowd than she entreated her out of sight and all but collapsed on the ground. It was then that I learned of her frail constitution. Though I hadn't been aware, I felt no less terrible for making her overexert herself. I apologized profusely, begging her not to push herself ever again, and the sad look on her face when she nodded is something I've not forgotten to this day. Ah, but look at me prattle on to a complete stranger. My apologies. Now then, I was in the midst of looking for someone, so I shall excuse myself. So maybe her dad kept it from her, fearing that since she also has a weak constitution, that she would befall the same fate as her mother. Oh, here's the haughty mother. Well, I've already used the haughty voice, so we're just gonna get me talking, I guess. Thorn woman who once danced at the festival. I'm afraid I'm not familiar. Little Lacey Day has always been a common folks festival after all. Hey, you talk about the princesses like that. If anyone were to know, I dare say it would be the head of the Thorn family. 'Tis under the auspices of the celebrations took place. At least that one was short, I guess. Not much, not much to talk about that one. Hmm. Yes, I feel like all roads lead to the father at some point. When, I don't know, but we're gonna have to discuss this at some point. I have to give him a stern talking to. Okay.
Oh, there you are. A woman was here just now. She told me she was a friend of my mother's and kindly taught me how to perform the little ladies' dance. It's as beautiful as I imagined it would be, and I cannot thank you enough for finding this person. Now then, were you able to learn aught from anyone else?
Hmm. Explain, explain. Cautious glances.
So my mother once performed the dance before a crowd, but the exertion was too much for her. From what I've seen, the movements may indeed be trying for those of poor health. Those such as myself. Thus did my father choose to keep the dance as a secret from me out of concern for my well-being. Or so I speculate at any rate.
Ah, look at that. Look at that literary criticism education paying off. I can read, Ma. we're we finally made it. Ah, it's too bright in there, yeah. That's fine.
Lady Alditha, thank heavens I found you. Rodolph, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Begging your pardons, my lady, but you disappeared from the manor without a word. Both your father and I have been worried sick. Hmm. But all's well that ends well, and I see now that you are in good hands. Thank you, good madam, for looking after the young mistress once more. Hmm. Now then, lady, even as we speak, your father searches for you in the city. If you feel strong enough, let us seek him out together. It would set his mind at ease.
Yes, of course. Thanks to you, I've discovered things I never knew about my family, and I would have you at my side when I meet with my father. Will you come with me?
Hmm.
Thank you. Your presence will give me the courage to seek the truth.
Master Fortin should be somewhere in the Ruby Road Exchange. Please follow me. Oh god. What's he looking at the Ruby Road Exchange? I know, I know a few sites you could find there. There's the closest one. Alright, I'll just do the Adventurers Guild. That's close enough. Just follow the crowds. It's one day, one of the few events of the year that the crowds here aren't just the tourists. They have legitimate reasons for being here. Not to say, I guess, that the other reason isn't legitimate. I mean, you do you, man. Do what you got. Do what you gotta here in this wild, crazy world where we all seek a bit of happiness. You are the woman from earlier. I should have guessed you were the one who aided my daughter. I always love how angry my little Aura looks. It's true Zayla supremacy in my mind. I said what I said, not realizing you had come at her behest, but what's done is done. Now allow me to properly introduce myself. Fortin Thorn, head of the Thorn family, at your service. Warrior of Light, Slayer of Icons, at your service. Hero of the many realms. You know, I beat depression once and for all.
No more secrets, Father. Why did you hide the truth from me?
I couldn't bring myself to tell you. Even as that fan and that dance hold fond memories of your mother, they are a painful reminder that she is gone. I couldn't bear to lose you as well, so please return the fan and forget about the dance. Oh, no, you don't. Gotta teach me the dance. It's gotta go in my catalog.
Father, I understand full well why you feel this way. Were I in your position, I would likely feel the same. But as much as I'm touched by your concern, I know everything now. About Mother, about the fan, and even the dance.
Oh, oh, we get to wink during the dance. That's nice. Baby. Oh. And under the cherry blossoms. Claudia? Lady Althetha, that was extraordinary. Where in the world did you learn how to dance so beautifully? Bro, you're just a butler.
An old friend of Mother's taught me. Despite all these years, she still remembered the entire dance down to the smallest flourish. Mother brought you great joy when she danced for you that day. On coming to understand this, I knew I wanted you to experience that joy again.
Aldetha.
Like I once apologized to your mother, I must apologize to you now. It was wrong of me to hide the fan and dance from you, and I hope you find it in your heart to forgive me. If it is your desire to carry on the tradition, then I will not stand in your way. Thank you. But you know, Father, it is Little Lady's Day. Rather than an apology, is there not a more appropriate gesture for the occasion? As you say, my princess. As you say. I, Thornton Thorn, head of the Thorn family, do hereby pledge to serve as your royal seneschal. Your every wish is my command. Aww. Except, perhaps, when I judge that you are overexerting yourself. After all, your highness's well-being is my foremost priority. I shall bear that in mind. Without further ado, then, my first wish is to instruct festival staff in the Little Ladies' Dance, that we may share it with all who participate in the festivities. If that is your wish, then it is mine as well. On this day, all ladies are princesses, and everyone should by rights inherit the dance passed down to our family. Yay! That way it's not forgotten in the future. I have a gift for you, adventurer, as a token of my gratitude. It isn't much, but please accept these instructions for the dance, along with a replica of my mother's fan. Oh, I didn't know we got a fan with it. That's nice. Now then, there's no time to waste. We must distribute these fans to as many people as possible and share them within the history of the dance. This will be a Little Lady's Day to remember. Oh yes, it will. Butler Chad back there. We're just watching the Seinfeld episode where Elaine dates the Chad rock climber. So what that reminds me of. That's basically been my, hey, it's time to eat and I need to watch something show. It's one of those shows that like I finally understand now as an adult. It's pretty nice. I like it. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time. Alright, well, where's the very cool, very cool. So what is the what's the command for it? I'm gonna do it here under the blossoming cherry tree. Little Lady's Dance, and it's law dance. Oh, that's cute. Oh, and it does wink. Wonderful, wonderful. A+. Aw, shame it's not persistent, though. That's kind of sad. Yeah, I could see myself using that. When those banger tracks hit. I did see that Alex Mukala got to play a little bit of 16. That's exciting. Good for him, good for him. Is there nothing else we can buy? Okay, I still need that, still need that orchestrion roll and the advertisement, and that'll probably go in my apartment at some point. There we go. Cool, alright. So short and sweet, nothing too fancy, just, go through and deliver, a few messages, but yeah. Another heartfelt story. I do love Little Ladies Day. I wish that you know, the past couple years we haven't done, I feel like, as much actually involving the princesses. I liked the ones visiting like the orphanage and the sick ward and that kind of thing. Those were always fun. They were also pretty heavy, man. They're just maybe a little misty-eyed. I mean, this one left me a little misty-eyed too, but not quite as much as the old ones, I guess. Yeah, it was good. Very, very much worth doing. And wonderful little emote to go along with it. Nice little crowds here in front of the stage if you want to hop in and join. I'm sure the songbirds will show up across the various servers at some point.
So keep an eye out for them. It's always a fun time. All right, so let's run an expert roulette or something because it's still a little early to end the stream. I won't be able to do much after the expert, but yeah, let's do some content, shall we? Assuming it doesn't take half an hour to get in. But yeah, this is always a big one. You know, a lot of the big holiday events, like I like the Winter's Veil one is kind of fun. Um, All Saints Wake is always pretty good. But they're more about the spectacle, I think, than the actual storylines. Like they're fun, but yeah, you can only do so much with the demon trying to steal the powers of humans while they're disguised, you know. But I like the spectacle. I like being able to go into Halke Manor when it's all dressed up in the special instance you can hop into, get clammed up. But yeah, Little Ladies Day, Heaven's Turn. In terms of the storyline, I think some of the smaller holidays tend to have the better stories, in my opinion. I missed, I think, this year maybe it's not Heaven's Turn I'm thinking of. But it might be. Whichever one is the one that Yoshi P does his annual thank you notice. It might not be Heaven's Turn, it might be something else. Heaven's Turn, I think, is the new year. Usually they give you the helmet, and they didn't give one this year for the Year of the Rabbit, but I think maybe that's the one that I missed this year. But I did do the anniversary event, though, the one that celebrates the Final Fantasy XIV events, holidays. Let's see, which one is it called? Seasonal events. Heaven's Turn. It's not Starlight. The Rising, that's it. That's the one that I'm thinking of. It's The Rising that I always really like. I haven't done a Hatching Tide in a couple years, I feel like. I always kind of forget about that one. Yeah, I'm thinking of The Rising. That one's always a really nice holiday. It's a lot of fun. You know, it's not like necessarily like a heartfelt story, but it's just nice to get, the developer thank you. And I remember one year that they did the messages from all of the different developers. I think that was the first Rising after Shadowbringers came out, and you could do the messages in a bottle, and they were from the actual dev team, which was really cool. So like you could redo the quest line and see all of the messages. That one was a really, really good one. But yeah, it's Little Ladies Day is always a nice little heartfelt storyline. And yeah, I enjoy doing it every year. I look forward to it. There's really not a whole lot of events, I think, that I don't look forward to. But yeah, there's a couple that are just like, okay, it's Halloween. Okay, it's Christmas. Yeah, that kind of thing. New Year's I don't really celebrate in real life much anyway, so it's kind of like, whatever. I don't really need a new helmet. But yeah, and I appreciate that every year is different, especially coming from WoW, where it's like, okay, you get a new pet. Fine, whatever. But the event itself was always the same. But, I know the drawback to that is that obviously if you miss a year, you can't redo it. So you'd have to buy the old event items from the shop. But honestly, I feel like that's a trade-off. I really don't mind that at all, as long as it means that we're getting something new and unique and fresh content every single year for all of these events. And it's fun to kind of see it, when you have played over several years, because, each of these events tend to have their own characters. So it's nice to come back after, a year and, see a character that you haven't seen in a year and see what they've been up to. So it makes it feel like a living, breathing world, which is really nice. The Final Fantasy, it's always felt very lived in, and a large part of that is the community and everything involved, but for the most part, a lot of it is how the dev team approaches it and how they do the repeated characters and really build up
your connections with the NPCs as much as anything. So yeah, it really does kind of feel like a living, breathing city, and yeah, I appreciate that. I think that's more than enough of a trade-off for, you know, having to buy stuff on the shop if you miss a year or whatever. I figure, you know, if you've been a long time subscriber and you miss something, it was probably because the rewards weren't that interesting anyways. It's a little more painful for stuff that you didn't have when you were playing in the first place. Now stuff that was around before you got into 14. But yeah, I feel like at this point most people that have a sub probably stay subbed for a good while, and then they, you know, bring their sub back for events that they want. So yeah, I feel like if maybe you missed out on a year, it's obviously not going to be the case for everyone. Everyone's in a different financial situation and whatnot, so I completely understand. I've been there. But for a lot of people, I would say if you missed a year, it's probably because they didn't have something you really wanted. So yeah, it makes it hurt a little bit less, I guess. Like I said, I usually don't do Heaven's Turn because, I mean, the masks are whatever. I don't need to pound Mochi every single year for a new animal-themed helmet. Just not really my thing. It's not the kind of glam that I would really use on any of my characters. Okay. We'll let him do the double pull before I start going in. I think maybe he just didn't have the stance on last time, but I'll play it safe. It's not like I'm gonna get hurt that much, but it's just kind of a mild annoyance to me. Alright. Thankfully, it's easier coming back after not playing for a while to Red Mage. It's easier doing it this way than, like, trying to learn another class and then switching back to Red Mage. Because I'm still in that other job mode mindset. Alrighty. Now, I am very, very excited about 3.5 when it does come out. I'm ready for my buddies. Even though, you know, I'm full Omnicrafter and everything now, I'm ready for the storyline with the Law Brits. Probably more than I have been about any other, like, crafting or tribal quest line in a while. Go. Feel like we're okay. Yeah, we're in a good spot. I'm like barely paying attention to this. This is the same dungeon we got last time too. I mean, I know there's only 2 options, but I like to run something else on stream when I've got only a limited amount of time, you know. Because just like last time, I'm just kind of on autopilot, not even paying attention to the mechanics, which is gonna end up burning me at some point. Here we go. Good enough. I've got range, I can handle it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use it. I think the new additions are more than enough to justify it. There we go. Alrighty. It should be able to hold up through this too. There you go. Easy mode. I feel like I haven't ever done this where we've managed to get down more than maybe 2 before they disappear on us. There you go. Alright, we're doing fine. It's hard to judge like our performance on this boss, on whether or not we're gonna have a quick and easy dungeon or if it's gonna be par for the course, you know. I feel like at this point we should be moving pretty fast with most groups. You never know. Sometimes it's just people falling asleep at the wheel. You can see that live in action here on this channel. I think it is funny though that with the adventure or the portrait bug, which I don't even really know if it's a bug, just it's how the portrait system works. I saw a tweet the other day that the portraits that pop up at the beginning of a dungeon have been outing people who are removing gear to get Crystal Tower, which I think is just the absolute funniest thing to me. Like, yeah, you deserve to be shamed, buddy. All right. Even if we don't say it in chat, we're judging. We're judging from behind our scenes. We see you. We see you as that giant naked row. First thing that pops up as we go in. I guess I can't complain all that much because it is admittedly very fast. But you know, sometimes you just want to run something else. Sometimes you want the near raids. You know, I agree that they haven't aged well. I still love them in terms of like mechanics and just general fun. But the near raids are kind of in that weird spot where everything's just kind of like bullet sponges. Like, it's not difficult, there's no danger in it, but everything just has too much like HP. So, you know, that can get kind of annoying. There was a time, and Orban, it's not as bad as it was, but there was a time where Orban was like that too after Shadowbringers came out, where, yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, everyone knows the mechanics, but it still just takes forever to get through. It'd be nice if they went through and did some HP adjustments for some of these bosses after, you know, a couple of expansions. Because with the way level syncing works, it really doesn't feel like it helps all that much. Even with new abilities and just general power creep with balance or job adjustments over the course of an expansion, it's still pretty rough. It could stand to have just like a quick like pass over. You know, just you know, one nice little editing phase. It wouldn't have to be a whole lot. Just do a standard like, you know, 5% reduction or something like that across the board would probably be more than enough. Just in terms of HP. But who knows what they're going to be doing in the future. That might be why they haven't done it yet. That's going to be probably the more interesting thing that's going to be coming up with the new expansion announcement, likely expansion announcement at FanFest. Because our level cap is more than likely going to be 100, which is going to be odd enough for a Final Fantasy game, you know. Feels like 99 should be the cap. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they talk about what their plans moving past level 100 are going to be. They've mentioned before that they definitely acknowledge they're going to have to do something. They just don't know what. And I don't really blame them because it is kind of... It's such a weird situation and it's so unique really to MMOs that no MMO has really managed to figure out yet. Like, you can't really... I guess you could do, like, prestige classes or prestige arts. But, you know, people like that feeling of leveling. They like that feeling of, hey, you just dinged. There's just something about it. Personally, I don't feel it all that much. I barely pay attention to my level, even when I'm running through a new expansion. I genuinely don't. So... I doubt that I would feel it too much if they decided to just do away with levels. Because, you know, for a Final Fantasy game, it's really all about the story, right? You know, that's what people are paying attention to. You don't really necessarily need levels when it comes to having a good storyline. But it presents other issues with how they handle new talents and new abilities and all of that stuff, right? So, yeah, you know, they'd have to rework some systems, have to find some way to still feel like you are gaining power in some form or another. And I don't really know what the solution to that would be. It's a tricky situation. But they have acknowledged it. They are making plans, whatever that means. I guess we'll find out when we find out. But we'll just have to wait. Here we go. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at in terms of like what's gonna happen in the future. If anyone can do it, it'll be them. Who knows? They might come up with a new system. They are innovative enough, and the dev team cares enough about what's gonna happen that they genuinely do have a new 10-year plan already underway. I mean, it's not even in the works at this point. They've already working on the plan and are implementing it in some form or another. So, yeah, if anyone could invent new systems to kind of revitalize the MMO genre, it would be them, I guess. It's just tough to imagine what that solution would be, you know? Maybe, I guess that's why they're game developers and I'm just sitting here on YouTube, right? That's why they're paid the big bucks. There we go. Yeah, it's something other games just really don't have to worry about. You know, there's plenty of games as a service, but none of them really do like the level thing on the same scale that MMOs do. It's just such a weird situation. I don't think 15 years ago it ever really would have been imaginable, you know? You hope these games last. You have so much invested into it. But then they actually do last. And they really have gone on for 20-something years at this point. And then you start realizing that they kind of have the same problem that comic books have had. You know, you got comic books that are celebrating their 75th and 80th anniversaries and that kind of thing. It's like, oh, well. Turns out that keeping a storyline going that long it's pretty hard. Who would have thought? So, you know, people complain that the comic books are just not you know, they're not as good as they used to be and all this stuff, but like, can you really blame them? Like, how do you innovate Superman? Superman's almost, what, 90 years old at this point? Maybe more? Like, how in the world do you keep that going? Like, there's a certain point where, you know, there's always the argument that, hey, well, it just means that they've got to be more creative, and if they're good writers, they'll be able to do it. But, like, the scale of that kind of responsibility, it's so far beyond most people that I wouldn't wish that burden on anyone, you know? That's a good luck. Godspeed. All right, let's do this. Let's get that music pumping because I do love this track. All right, get in there. And I forgot I didn't have core up. We'll make do. It looks like now that I've actually remembered to use Embolden, we've got a pretty solid group here, so this shouldn't go too long. Nice, nice. All right, where are you dropping it, buddy? There we go, nice. All right, I gotta pay attention to where my safe spots are because I'm not looking behind me. Okay, I'll be fine here. Very nice, very nice. Feeling quick and speedy. And my mouse is starting to go out again. It's not what I wanted to press, okay. Yeah, I think, aside from looking at VTuber models, I think that might be my next smaller purchase. Just a couple upgrades to my headphones and my mouse. I think it's time. This again. I keep forgetting because I'm not paying attention at all. You don't gotta rescue me, buddy. I hit my sprint. Alrighty, here we go. I always forget this part. But hey, it means I get to use Magic Barrier. I never get to use Magic Barrier in dungeons. It's exciting, it's new, it's fresh. Yeah, you can probably, I don't know if you can see because my hotbars are kind of small.
on the main stream, I think. But yeah, it's doing the thing where whenever I tap my scroll wheel, it's doing the double thing where it's trying to do both up and down at the same time. Yeah, it's a weird problem, but I've had this Death Adder for probably 3 years at this point, so it's about time. Yeah, that's a good lifespan for, you know, a mouse that I'm using pretty hardcore every single day, so. And then okay, I got a safe spot behind me here. Nice. Okay. He won't be up long enough to do another one, I don't think. Easy, easy. Nice. Thank you all. Forgot to do my little wave this morning, so. And I always call my other DPS as DPS because we need more love. Wait, did we get something else? Oh, hey, I actually need that. Nice. I'm surprised I didn't have that in my collection already. Hey, there we go. All right, so that's that. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get some pizza. So thanks a ton for watching. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I've got a late shift tomorrow, so depending on what time I wake up, we might do like an early afternoon stream. If not, Friday I've got kind of a similar shift to the one I've got today, so we might do something then. I don't know. We'll take it as it comes. You know, same as always. Like, subscribe, follow the Twitter, and all of that, and I'll post it up at least an hour before. With me doing actual work now, I'm trying to get better about actually doing a schedule earlier in the day, so you know, that'll be the easiest way to figure out what's going on is add me to the subscription list there, and yeah, we'll try and keep a regular schedule up. But thanks a ton for watching. Yeah, it was nice to get back in and play a little bit more 14 after playing some other games off stream for a little bit, and yeah, I just kind of feel like I'm coming home, right? But yeah, I'll see you at some point later this week and into the weekend. I don't have anything going on Saturday or Sunday, so those will probably be stream days for me. Same as always, thanks a ton for watching. Hope you guys have a good Wednesday, and I will see you next time. Take care.